What's going on, everybody? This is Dr. Chris Featherstone here with my guy, Bill Apter. It is
My
Tuesday
guy.
nights. You know what that means. And this is Unscripted. How are you, Bill?
I'm good, and it was great spending a SummerSlam weekend with you. We had quite the time. We got so many terrific interviews that will be on Wrestle Binge.
Yep. Yep.
So,
It's gonna be
what was your highlight of the SummerSlam weekend?
my highlight of the SummerSlam weekend. Wow, man, it was just a crazy weekend. There's a lot of good things, man. There was a lot of good times. I would say probably I enjoyed WrestleCon. WrestleCon.
Yeah. WrestleCon was great. I also want to give a shout out. Well, I want to give a shout out to Mike, the man who is Mr. WrestleCon there, for letting us do our thing, and also to the incredible WWE publicity machine.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Chris, Chuck, Greg, and Laura, they were so professional and
Yep.
super. So thank you. You and I were discussing something um, in terms of general wrestling and some about it at SummerSlam. Something that bothers me, and you said, yeah, you see this too. When the guy's taking somebody up to do a superplex,
Mm-hmm.
the guy that's being put up there on the top,
Yeah.
he's either setting his legs up by himself or
Yeah.
he's letting the other guy put it up there. And I'm seeing that more and more, not just in WWE, but in AEW and the indies and everywhere. And that's starting to bother me. Does it bother you, Dr. Chris?
It bothers me, but I'm gonna tell you what bothers me even more. What bothers me is when someone does a spot and the person just allows them to do the spot and just takes all types of suspension of disbelief. For instance, if someone's doing like a moonsault or a corkscrew moonsault or just a plancha outside, like as the person is climbing up, the ropes or the pillar, the person or persons are just kind of standing there waiting for the person to jump. You know what I mean? And I'm like,
Or holding their arms.
oh, you went out holding your arms and then you're froze on me, Bill Apter.
Yeah, no, I'm back. Can you still, you got me there?
Oh, now you're back. You said
Yeah.
you
So,
said
and
the holding your arms.
holding the arms out, like
Yeah, yes,
come,
yes, yes.
come to dad. The other thing is we were discussing in an interview we did exclusively for Wrestle Binge with Ricochet
Mhm.
that there are too many wrestlers all doing similar moves match after match. Where it used to be if some guy flew from the top rope onto somebody,
Yes.
nobody else does it that time.
Yep.
If somebody flies through the ropes, it's now every match.
Yeah.
Ricochet had a great defense. He said, well, it's different because they're not Ricochet. But if you have a signature hold, that's like everybody on the card using Ric Flair's figure four in every
Yes.
match.
Yes. I agree with that.
It doesn't work.
And what I think to me, what makes it even worse, Bill, is that everybody's like 70% of the roster is wrestling like Ricochet to some capacity.
Yeah. Yeah.
Ricochet, like back in the day when it was like when Rey Mysterio was popular, Rey Mysterio was among luchadors, but luchadors weren't really exposed too much in the States. Mexico
Right.
and
Right. Right.
Japan was a
Right.
big, area
Right.
for luchadors. And
Right.
so when he came to the States, it was something that a lot of luchador that wasn't a style that was very known. Of
Correct.
course, you had Mil Mascaras. You had some luchadors, but you didn't have. It wasn't just a big influx of the luchador style.
Right.
Now, a lot
Everybody.
of people are adding that luchador style to their arsenal so much that everybody looks like a luchador. You know what I mean?
I'm waiting for Omos to.
Yes, he's going to
Yeah.
be doing some
Yeah.
luchador style competition, ladies and gentlemen, and so everybody looks like a luchador, and so that
Yeah.
takes away it takes away the uniqueness of that type of style if just about everybody else is doing it. So that's the reason why I think that Rey Mysterio stood out in his day as opposed to someone like a Ricochet, Young
Yeah.
Bucks.
He was an innovator.
He
Yeah,
was.
yeah,
So
yeah.
I think so many people have adopted that style way too much. So
So
um,
the first guy that I really saw that really thrilled me in the ring as a luchador was Mil Mascaras.
mhm,
He made it look so easy, and everybody's going to say, "Oh, he wouldn't do the job." But then Hogan wouldn't do the job, and
brother.
Harley would. It's the same thing. But he made it look like a ballet, and he
Yeah.
did the flying moves. The flying moves were reserved because he was a heavyweight
Mhm,
doing these things. He
mhm.
wasn't a lightweight. Did you see the Marty Jannetty Dark Side of the Ring? Because he was going to tentatively be our guest tonight, but it hasn't worked out yet.
Yes, indeed. I saw a bit of it. I saw the shot of his ankle, and it was just horrible, man. And I also saw, um, the time where like Al Snow was talking about like when he broke his ankle.
Yes.
And I know for years that he's had a really bad ankle, and he got injured and never really recovered from it. But I didn't know when precisely he messed up his ankle.
Yeah.
When
Yeah.
Snow was talking about that match when he broke his ankle. So yeah, I mean, people, when you're injured, you decide to, numb the pain. A lot of people numb the pain with alcohol. A lot of people numb the pain with pills. I mean, a lot of people numb the pain with different types of illegal drugs, and that stuff is very common when it comes to just trying to numb the pain, especially
Yeah. Yeah.
in the pro wrestling business, where you can't, especially in those days, there weren't any guaranteed contracts. So you cannot leave your spot or you will potentially lose it. And if you lose it, you lose out on a bunch of money because
Well,
there were
unfortunately, he lost his spot due to his lifestyle. He was Um, well, let's compare him with Scott Hall's lifestyle. Scott Hall used to tell the promoters, uh, kind of what you see is what you get. I'm not going to stop my lifestyle because of what you want me to do. And Marty was kind of the same way because Marty was, and I knew him well when back in the days of the Midnight Rockers when they were in the AWA, and he and Sean had a heck of a reputation for being really rowdy after the matches and causing trouble and doing things in the dressing room that people didn't a- appreciate. But Marty was such a great competitor, but he could not stay out of trouble. And I just wonder, had Sean went completely in a different route with becoming very religious, etc. And Marty tried that, and I nothing nothing worked with him. He just wanted to keep partying the whole time, and he still does. You see his posts on Facebook. And last time I saw him, Dr. Chris, he was not in a wheelchair. That was about a year ago at a convention. So I was surprised to see him in a wheelchair on this documentary.
yeah, 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 yeah. I don't know when they shot it. It may have been shot over a year ago. Speaking of that, when they were shooting yours, how long ago was it when they shot you for the
Oh,
documentary?
you're talking about for the Magnum TA one and the Chris Candido one. That was probably 5 months before it actually aired.
Okay, okay.
4 or 5 months.
Yeah, yeah. So they may have done Marty's
Oh,
longer than that. So
I want to put another thing to rest here.
okay, let's do it.
We change topics here. All right.
Let's
I got a lot of people who were supporting me on something that, let me just see if I can get my light up here. So my lighting's going weird today for some reason. I don't know why. Here we go. All right. Back to normal here. A lot of people were defending me, thinking that Triple H disrespected me at the SummerSlam post press conference.
mhm.
I had asked a question to him, and I said, "Why the heck is the United States heavyweight champion in a battle royal?" And he sarcastically, jokingly, because it's a relationship I have with him, said, well, to win a battle royal, to throw people over the top rope. And he went into this, and, it got a good laugh. And then he explained about how he couldn't put all the talent on the show because it was too long. But my feeling was that one of the main champions in the company should not be in a plain old battle royal there. And a lot of people thought that he was too sarcastic and disrespecting me. And I just want to set the record straight. He was not disrespecting me one bit.
Well, there you go.
Well, what do you think? You were sitting right behind me.
It was.
Yeah.
It was tongue in cheek, man.
Yeah.
I mean, I didn't take anything from it. It wasn't definitely nothing. People make something out of nothing all the time, and so it was nothing. It was really nothing.
All right. So Cody. Now it didn't take long. On Monday Night Raw, Cody and Seth Rollins, their feud has heated up quite a bit. I thought there would be an in between.
There is an in between, man. It looks like Shinsuke Nakamura is going to be the in between.
Well, I mean, for Cody, who is Cody's in between?
Probably someone from Judgment Day. They put Dominic back in his face on Raw.
They did. They did.
Which I don't care to see. It felt very filler when they had their PLE match. But it looks like Seth and Shinsuke, and then Cody and perhaps someone from the Judgment Day, Cody Finn, perhaps Cody and Priest. It could be bringing.
You brought up the match I want to see now, and it's been driving me crazy. Cody Rhodes. Cody Rhodes against Logan Paul. I think the two of them against each other is a natural, not like Dustin Rhodes, the natural, but a natural match. Cody against Logan Paul.
Yeah.
I want. Yeah. Stop with the years over. No.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. That's like back up. Go ahead. Okay. Anyway, but I think you put this in my head, and I went like, yeah, that's definitely. So what do they do with that match? I got to get some of my sparkling ice in here.
Yeah,
what do they do with that match? You're the matchmaker. You're the booker.
Yeah, man. I think that match
what's
is
the finish of that match?
I think Cody goes over. I think that would be a fantastic match. I was thinking about like who could be next in line for Cody, because like I said before, what it seems like they're going to do is they're going to have Cody just go through a wave after wave of talent in order to get to Reigns at WrestleMania, which again I don't want to see, but it looks like we're going to see.
No, he's going after Seth.
No, I think we're going to see Cody and Roman at WrestleMania 40. I don't want to see that, but I do think that that's going to happen.
Why don't you think it's going to be?
I wanted to see LA Knight versus Logan Paul for SummerSlam. I think that should have been the thing, but it seemingly WWE did it. They looked at their business and they're like, okay, well, we got a big sponsor, Slim Jim. LA Knight's in the on Slim Jim commercials right now. I heard Slim Jim wanted Bianca Belair too, but LA Knight's on the Slim Jim commercials. So let's make it make sense. Let's make something out of it, and therefore have him win the battle.
Wait a minute. So slap into a Slim Jim. Yeah.
Ooh, yeah.
Yeah, but see, when I asked the question to Cody about what's next, I was asking him which title, and he says everyone in the room knows what title he's going after. And
I think that was a political answer.
It's a political answer, but I think he against Gunther would be terrific, and Roman. But they already started the action with Seth Rollins.
Yeah, I see. Like I said before, Bill, I wouldn't mind. I would be totally on board with Cody beating Seth, and then Cody having the title until WrestleMania and losing to Gunther. Like, I think that's what should happen. I think that's what should happen. I think Gunther should be champ at WrestleMania 40. Does that mean Gunther wins the Royal Rumble? No. That doesn't mean Gunther wins the Royal Rumble. I think what you could have is you could have someone else win the Royal Rumble for, to go against Roman Reigns. Because I think by the turn of the year, we should ditch the bloodline thing. I think that they tipped their hat, and I think the Jimmy turn just didn't really do much for me.
Oh,
It just felt like,
shocking.
yeah, it just felt like they're trying to stretch more. You know,
I
what I mean,
do get that.
and Paul Heyman is saying bottom of the third. Of course, you know that's a political answer too, but I do. I mean, it's been over 3 years now. So I mean, actually, it's been about 3 years because um, Reigns, he interrupted the Fiend versus Braun Strowman match at SummerSlam 2020. They were still at the Thunderdome, and then the week after that, I believe was Payback, and it was weird because they had two pay-per-views within a week. It seemed like that was definitely a Roman Reigns thing to make him, you know, a star. I mean, to put him over, and so Roman Reigns won the
Yeah.
title, and that was what commenced his Universal Championship reign.
But
And
wait,
so
wait.
I think for Roman Reigns though, what you do is this has been a 3 year thing, and I think it's about time to go. I think it's
See,
about
I'm
time.
not sure of that, but I want to get back to Cody here because if you remember, the whole purpose of this whole thing is that his father, the Meccan Dream Dusty Rhodes, never held the WWF or WWE, whatever it was back then, championship. And that's the one that Cody is focused on. He's not focused on Roman Reigns. He's not focused on Gunther. He's focused on getting that belt from Seth Rollins to not finish the story. I don't think the story is ever going to be finished, but he needs to get that to make everybody happy.
You said get the belt from Seth Rollins. You mean Roman Reigns?
Yeah. No, Seth Rollins. The
Seth
world.
Rollins. Seth Rollins doesn't have the WWE Championship though.
No, he's got the world championship. That's what I'm talking about. His
Right.
father never held, there wasn't a world championship when Dusty was here. It was the WWF championship.
But the
So
World
that's now the
Championship is
world
the same
championship.
legacy as the WCW version though.
Well, whatever version it is, he wants to hold that world title because his father was never able to hold that in WWF.
But 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 Dusty held the world title though.
NWA.
Right, but that's the same. It's the same lineage as Seth Rollins' title. So he would want to go after Roman Reigns' championship
The
because that's
fan of today doesn't know that lineage. Most of the fans today don't know that.
I think
They
they would.
just know it's a world title and
No,
Dusty didn't hold it.
Dusty
And
did hold it though. That's the thing. Like he
no,
held
not the WWF one.
right. So Seth Rollins held the same title lineage wise as Dusty. Like it's the same.
Okay.
If you go under the World Heavyweight Championship lineage,
Yeah.
like the list of champions,
Yeah.
Dusty Rhodes and Seth Rollins has the same title. So so Cody wanted to chase Reigns because he wanted the WWE championship, and that's the one that Roman Reigns has, but Roman Reigns merged it with the undisputed, so it's still, but that's the one that Dusty's legit never had.
Okay. No, I understand that, but I don't think they think most of the fans know that.
Yeah, but they wouldn't say finish the story with beating Seth though. Beating
No,
Seth isn't finished. That's not finishing the story because one, he beat Seth 3 times. And two, if Cody won that title that Seth won, that wouldn't be a Dusty thing because Dusty already had that title. The reason why he chased Roman is because from his first promo, he showed, the match at the Garden between him
mhm.
and Superstar Graham,
Yeah.
and how it was the reverse finish. It was a count out, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So he got the belt, he held it up, but he couldn't win
Took
the
it away.
title on the championship, right? So that's the same championship lineage wise as Roman Reigns has right now.
Okay.
So Roman Reigns would be the person that he would finish the story with. So that's the thing that's the reason why I said, I mean, that was the whole build up toward WrestleMania this year was because he wanted to finish the story to
Okay.
get Roman Reigns his title. I
So
think Cody is going to go against Roman Reigns, which I don't want to see. But until then, he's going to have a list of talent, to get in his way. And I think personally, that Logan Paul should be one of those people that
I
get in his
agree
way.
100%.
And I think that that's absolute money for a big, high profile pay-per-view, which would be either Survivor Series or Royal Rumble. They should have that match.
Yeah, well, Survivor Series coming up is the next big one. Now, another thing on our trip that we talked about, and you seem to have, and I just want to tip off the fans here, later this week or toward the weekend, I believe, an exclusive interview we did with the father of Bray Wyatt, Mike Rotunda, IRS.
Yes.
Very taxing interview.
Mm-hmm. Very taxing.
Very
nice.
taxing interview, but that will be, hold on, I can tell you probably what day that's going to be run. And you have had this thing going on all weekend that Bray Wyatt is poised to come back. And you're very excited about that. And I was just wondering, hold on a minute, just wondering why you think Bray Wyatt is poised to IRS probably on Sunday.
Okay.
Probably on Sunday.
Gotcha.
But why have you got this whole thing, an excitement about it that I haven't seen in a while, that Bray Wyatt's going to just come in? What are they going to do with him?
So I'm not necessarily excited that Bray Wyatt's coming back. I just think that it's possible and probable for my theory of people coming in Cody's way.
You said theory.
My theory, yes.
Not Austin. Okay.
Not Austin, but my
okay.
theory.
Okay. I'll clear that up.
Of people just coming in Cody's way. Because at this point, again, if the goal is you have to put people in Cody's way for the next 8 months, or at least 7 months or 6 months before you start something with him and Roman, you're going to have to find legitimate competitors that could legitimately, that can seemingly derail Cody Rhodes. And there's not a lot of people on the Raw roster, heels wise, that is legitimate enough to come and derail Cody Rhodes. There's just
maybe Nakamura. Maybe Nakamura.
And that's the thing, Bill. I don't see. I like Shinsuke. I do like Shinsuke. But the problem is, Bill, is that you have people, you have Shinsuke who's been booked so poorly that it doesn't seem convincing to me that Shinsuke and Cody would draw at all. What
about Shinsuke, Seth, and Cody 3-way?
Now I can see that happening perhaps at the upcoming in India pay-per-view, the Superstar Spectacle. I can see a triple threat just because they wanted to add that buffer in there.
Yeah, that'd be great.
Cody and Seth, and then Seth probably wins, and then you can do Cody and Seth further from that. But at the same time, I don't think you do Cody Seth for the title, which I can see them doing, unless you have Cody win the title, which will still derail him from his quest.
No, that's got to be either at the Rumble or WrestleMania. But you can't bring.
I can see them doing India. I can see them having something big in India, though.
All right, but my opinion, you can't bring. I got to do this. I'm sorry, bro. You can't bring the weirdo of Bray Wyatt in with Cody Rhodes. It doesn't work, bro.
Well, if it was Vince Russo, he would absolutely. He loves Bray, so he would be a fan of it. Actually, here's my thing. It doesn't make sense. It didn't make sense why Dominic came in the way. It didn't make still to this day, 4 months after it happened, we still got zero explanation as to why Brock turned on Cody. We still had no explanation.
He likes to beat up people.
No, that's not. He didn't
Welcome
even explain
back.
that. He didn't even explain that much. Okay, he likes to beat up people. Why did he choose Cody Rhodes? We still don't know.
He wasn't a Dusty fan.
Oh, okay, cool. Well, tell me that. Tell us that. Tell us that.
I thought you know that. He won't even let his wife Sable wear polka dots.
Man, isn't that something?
See,
That's horrible.
I have the answers to all these things.
Of course you do. You're Bill Apter.
You know.
All right, so we got a 2-minute lightning round. Let's
All
let's
right. Oh, already?
yeah, and
My
that's
goodness.
always
Wow.
happens with us, man. All right, thoughts on Ronda leaving?
Yes.
What are your
What is
thoughts
it?
on Ronda Rousey leaving? 2-minute
Oh,
lightning.
I thought you said there was a thought. I thought the person who was sending the, it's fine. It's fine. I thought I watched the match on the replay and it was okay. When we were there live in person, they were booing the heck out of it.
Oh
They
yeah,
were yelling, "This is boring." I couldn't wait for that match to get out of there.
I think it
I
was
think
Rousey.
Ronda has is pulling the Brock. She's gone now. Maybe in a year or so, Ronda comes back and attacks Teal Rhodes, who will make her.
Very
No,
nice.
no, but I think Ronda will come back eventually.
We'll see. It seems like she's burnt out. She
Well,
was,
right now, that's why she needs a refresher.
yeah, but people are just like they're not, they're not into Rousey. All right, here we
Recapping.
go. Best match on SummerSlam in your opinion?
Oh, it was Logan Paul and Ricochet. The first match was in terms of action and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
What I wanted to be the best match was Gunther and Drew McIntyre, and it didn't have the full intensity that I thought it would have.
All right. What do you make of Jey Uso costing Jay? What do you think of? What do you make of Jimmy Uso costing Jay the match against Roman? Do you think the Bloodline story is losing steam now?
No, I don't think it's losing steam. What I think, in my opinion, is we all thought, and I had predicted that Jimmy was going to run out from the hospital and save his brother, and the title's going to change. I didn't expect that. I think this was a good swerve.
I said that. I said I bet you Jimmy comes out and turns on Jay,
Yeah,
and
he
and
did.
that's what he did.
He
Um,
did.
I don't know. I just
Oh, wait, one of the things you told me that came true, and I apologize that I didn't buy it until it happened, was when Bianca got injured. I said, that's a shoot. That
yeah.
look at her, she's crying. And then you went, look, she's coming back. And I was
Every
like,
like, it's funny because we were all in the press and there was a few people around us, so we were all just kind of talking, and they were like, "Man, no, that's." And I was like, "No, it's a work, it's a work, it's a work." I was like, "There's no way in the world that they would have camera shots repeatedly on her injury. They would
yeah,
have put the X up. They would have done everything to rush out there to get her away. They were stalling.
showed me up. You showed me up.
They kept putting camera shots on her. I'm like, this is a work. And as soon as like she was on the ramp, they kept showing her. I'm like, this is a work. And people were like, I don't know, man. I was like, trust me, it's a work. It's a work. And as soon as she, pushed them away, I'm like, told y'all, and they're like, okay.
Yeah, yeah.
So, all right.
I,
So here we go.
I owe you another meal.
Indeed. Why is the
I
world
owe you
title?
another meal at Denny's.
We didn't go to Denny's. We went to some
I
good
know.
stuff. All right, so
Morgan.
that yeah. Shout out to she was great.
Hey, Morgan.
All right, well here's the thing. We got to roll. So
Do we
let's
have
see.
one more?
Yeah, let's do like real quick. Orton coming back. Perhaps.
Yeah,
Or
I think
Orton Cody be a thing?
maybe, but I think Orton's got to do something with Riddle. They've got to.
Yeah.
Riddle is now, he's been getting pinned a lot. He didn't look that great in the Battle Royal,
Yeah.
and I think Randy Orton needs to come back and smack him around and get him back on track.
Yeah. Yeah. And last question: how was SummerSlam overall? How was SummerSlam? How was the experience for you, Bill?
Oh, the experience was great. I mean, again, the whole being on the whole press end of it was fabulous. I don't know what you do, but the entire card I would give a 6.5 out of 10 probably. But it
Uh,
was different on TV.
yeah.
I watched some of it
Good.
on TV, and it
Good.
was an 8 on TV.
Okay. 6 for me across the
Yeah,
board. It just fell flat to me. Um, the weekend as a whole was fantastic. It was I had a lot of fun. It was
yeah,
great. It was busy. I we Friday we clocked in at 8 a.m. and by the time I was uploading photos,
Videos,
Was
actually.
I mean videos.
Yeah.
By the time I was uploading videos, it was about 1 a.m. So that
Yeah. Yeah.
that's what 15-hour shift there.
Well, look, you people look forward to all the videos coming in the next
Yeah, so
week
there's gonna be a lot. So it was
on
about
WrestleMania. Yeah.
8 a.m. to 1 a.m. on Friday. Saturday we started about 10 a.m. and by the time we got done with the presser, debriefed, and then me making my runs, it was about 3 a.m. So so it was we worked quite a bit both days, back to back to back events, going to
It
this
was
event, going to
great.
that event. It was a oh, what a rush. And
Yeah, and we got so much great material
we got
for
really
these Sportskeedians out there.
yes, indeed. So be
Sportskeeda.
sure to check out Wrestle Binge page. We got some really, really good interviews. We got some people who were shooting it
Oh,
straight.
Nails almost killed you, didn't he?
He was, that's one thing. I interviewed Finn. I mean, just the list goes on. We interviewed probably 10 to 12 wrestlers that weekend. And he Bill asked me who my favorite interview was. My favorite interview was Nails
Yeah.
because I love those old school interviews of people that you can't find and you can't I love those where are they now old school interviews. Those are some of my
DiBiase, Jake Roberts, we got all of
yeah,
those.
we got a lot of
My
people.
favorite though was Otis, and I don't want to give away what he said.
It was really
When
good.
he was a fan that he wanted to do, but he does some movements in our exclusive interview.
Sort of check.
Yeah, but we're not going to say that. And you and I did interviews in tandem, which I haven't done in years, and I don't know if you've done them, but
No,
man, that was fun.
it was. It was a lot of fun.
Yeah,
We saw
yeah,
that with the Gunther and Finn interviews that we have out
yeah.
now on the Wrestle Binge, and it was lots of fun. Shout out to Finn Balor. He got our stick really quick and played along with it very well. So it was
Yes, yeah, yeah.
all right. Let the listeners know where they can find you on their socials, Bill Apter.
Well, of course, you can follow me at Apter1, the number one wrestling on Twitter. That's still my handle in homage to the late great Bob Ryder. I'm on Facebook and I'm on Wrestle Binge all the time, if you will. And don't forget to follow me and Mac Davis and Holla Holla Teddy Long on Time Machine. Holla Holla.
Indeed. All right. Yeah. Go check out Wrestle Binge. Follow me at Chris Prolific, and I'm heading over to Pancakes and Power Slams. We're going to talk with the PNP Nation more about the SummerSlam experience, and we're going to check on the after party on Patreon about some inside stuff and just my experience as a whole. More of that. I got some information on Drew McIntyre that I'm going to share as well at Pancakes and Power Slams. Indeed.
Yeah.
All right, this guy right here is Bill Apter. I am Dr.
This guy over here is Dr. Chris Featherstone.
Indeed, this is unscripted. By the way, thank you for shouting me out at the press conference. I really wanted to ask some questions. You were privileged to ask two questions.
Yes.
But I really want to ask a question. You know what I mean? And so they had a formatted way that I'll share on Pancakes and Power Sims. They had a formatted way of how they did that. But I really wanted to ask a question. But shout out to you.
What was your question that you were going to ask?
I had a few, but I wanted to ask LA Knights about the Kevin Nash stuff.
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah. I interviewed Kevin Nash, but before the interview, we just didn't. He was not. He was kind of in a little not great to talk to on his end, but he said because it was me, we have this. Not that it wasn't great. He was just, he'd been at that convention at WrestleCon all day and he was tired. And I could tell. But we didn't talk about LA Knight because I didn't want to reignite something that would just.
You didn't want to reignite LA Knight something. Bill Apter, ladies and gentlemen, Dr. Chris. This is unscripted. Have a good night, everybody.
See you at the matches.